Hello my lovely water signs and welcome to my channel Weird is the New Black. My name is Kat and this is a timeless pick a card reading for water signs. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces and cross watchers, always you're welcome. Also, I keep forgetting to say, if it's your moon sign, also do check in. I find my moon sign often resonates more with me than my sun sign does with these kinds of readings. But so just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And take a moment as ever to just be drawn to your particular stack. So I will see you on the other side. Hello my lovely water signs. So chose stack one or cross watchers, welcome, you're welcome to. So let's put that up here. So what have we got here for your proverbs? Pride comes before a fall. Adventures are for the adventurous. I'm getting immediate fool energy of this card. I'm seeing the fool card in the tarot for sure here. Look how fresh it is, this colour. This is very interesting energy, very, very green energy here. There could be some strong earth in your chart, or maybe you've been dealing with an earth sign. Although the Fool feels far more airy, and that's associated with Aquarius as well, so there could be some air energy in here as well for some of you, but it doesn't have to be. So what am I getting? I feel straight off the bat, I feel that energy is you're at a starting place with that Fool energy coming through for sure. You're ready to jump into a new phase, and it's very interesting here that there's such a contradictory energy, because the fall is a word really stepping out to me. Pride comes before a fall. And something might have gone down in fall for some of you, but what I'm seeing is that these steps are coming out in terms of the ascension of this card. So I feel like you've picked yourself up from a disappointment. And it feels like it could be two different energies here. This pride comes before a fall could be somebody else that you've been dealing with here. Because I'm getting that Fool energy for you guys really strong. So something has ended, and I feel like it once was shiny. Look how tarnished this crown is. That's what's like coming forward to me. That this crown is very rusted. It feels like something that felt shiny, that felt sovereign, that felt materially good as well. And sort of, I'm hearing it heavy as the head that wears the crown. I feel like maybe you had a lot of responsibility in the past, and I feel like a lot of you abdicated this voluntarily because you're lightening the load is what I'm hearing from Spirit. A lightening of the load is going on. But something really lost its luster, and it could be someone as well, that something that felt really right or felt really appealing or that was really good at that point has now deteriorated is what I'm getting, because obviously this crown has fallen some time ago for it to be this rusted. And so I feel like this is, for a lot of you, an energy that's occurred in the past that maybe you've been recovering from in order to hit this new beginning, in order to kind of abandon maybe some responsibility. I feel like a lot of you suffered maybe a loss of status or a loss of material energy. So maybe money here as well here, or somebody else really fell off the pedestal is what I want to say. That's how it's kind of feeling. But it feels like it was at that time that it was something sovereign. It may be that you felt like there was a spiritual connection with somebody, and now you don't feel that that's the case. But it's taken time for you to emerge from this energy is what I'm getting, to get back on your feet, to ready for new action. That's what I'm feeling very strongly here. I really feel that you're seeing a positive side to this ending. Some of you could have had like a tower moment in the past, so like some kind of crashing moment where things just fell apart. For some of you, you just couldn't take it anymore, is what I'm getting. But for others, I feel like somebody that you knew just really disappointed you or turned out not to be what they looked like they were initially. And yeah, I'm hearing like a false twin energy for some of you, or the sense that you felt really you'd found the right person, but that person has really lost your respect, or yeah, there's been some sense of feeling really put low by this energy, or that they were really disappointing, or something that they did really knocked them off their pedestal. And I feel like they also knocked you, if that's the case. Others of you, it doesn't concern another person. It's more that you were doing something, and I think that you're probably, maybe well respected in the field, or maybe this was like a high-flying job of some description, that it really lost its appeal. It was more of a gradual deterioration of things, where you just thought, you know what? I'm heavy as the head that wears the crown. This does not feel like me anymore. I want to get into that energy of adventure. I want to go out there and feel fresh and feel curious and feel like at the beginning of the journey, where I can learn and I can just be in the moment. And for some of you, that involves traveling as well, because I always get that really strong with the Fool energy. I keep saying the Fool, but that is what Spirit is showing me in regards to this card, Adventures of the Adventurous, and a desire to really ascend and leave behind this energy that feels like it's stale, it belongs to the past. I feel like somebody really wounded your pride, or but you've been set free from this now. You may have struggled and confronted some kind of darker energy, or the shadow aspect of the self that involves pride, is what I'm getting, and realize that it didn't bring you anything, and now you've broken the back of this particular spiritual lesson. Well done you, because the energy coming through is so vibrant. It just feels wonderful. And it's almost like there's a doorway of light waiting at the top here. So I really feel that you're on the climb. There is a strong sense of loss. There is a strong sense of loss here, and a sense of it being tangled or difficult or hurtful. I am getting as well with the Fool, the Garden of Eden, a kind of energy. You could have dealt with somebody who was tempted sort of off the straight and narrow, is what I'm hearing. Or maybe that's you, but I think that it's probably more likely somebody else you were dealing with. It could have been that you were dealing with somebody who was quite ambitious or power hungry, is what I'm hearing. Or even horny, or almost quite seductive, or like gave the idea that they had got it together, or that they were in a kingship or queenship energy, but in fact that wasn't the case. I'm seeing now a child with an adult's crown on. It's almost like somebody was very like scratched the surface, and there was a lot of immaturity. It wasn't solid gold all the way through kind of thing. It wasn't. It's more like a twisted iron kind of energy. It's almost like the reality of the situation was what caused the realization. And again, there's a few different energies that I'm picking up with this. Yeah, but some kind of sovereignty that was claimed in the past has been lost here. And there is that feeling of sadness. But the energy is on such a turnaround, and like I say, it could be two different energies. Somebody that's really in a like a low space, or has really kind of hit the deck, and somebody else that's ready to kind of jump into a new start, a new beginning, which I'm feeling for most of you, that's you, and that this would be somebody else. Yeah. It's a transformative time though, that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you're getting healthier, maybe wealthier, growing. There's a blossoming energy coming through here with innocence, purity. Those are the words that are coming forward. And accepting what can't be changed, because the energy's turned to the future space. And I feel like that sort of the moral nature of things being a factor in this. Letting go maybe of needing approval from others, or some kind of sanctioned energy, official energy, where the Fool associated with Uranus is very, very unusual, bohemian, eccentric. And I feel like you're embracing those elements that are not, official or accepted as a traditional aspect. So it's almost like you're getting rid of some kind of traditional energy. And it could be a person, like I say, whereby it actually was too restrictive, is what I'm getting. And maybe too stressful, and maybe too burdensome, and too much responsibility, too much weight on the shoulders. Yeah, it could be for some of you that somebody thought they were onto a winner with you, and this was like a royal knockback when they realised that wasn't the case. They sort of lost the game, because I'm feeling like a sort of chess energy a little bit around this sort of king or queen. So some kind of strategy may have been completely toppled, because you're the kind of energy that is uncatchable in that space. So yeah, it could be a number of situations and different people that you've been dealing with, but it feels finished, it feels over, it feels like this newness is jumping in. So let's just shuffle in some cards and see what else comes out here. Yeah, so the Horn, which has immediately given me the Judgment card. So yeah, so waking up and the realization, it's my waking up and smelling the coffee kind of energy. It's the realization that somebody is being called out, or some kind of judgment is being called, and I think it's by you. And we've got, I want to say, teardrop at the bottom of the deck. So again, I feel like there's an energy of hurt coming through here, where some kind of realization, and also it feels like, judgment always feels like looking in the mirror and saying, is this who I really am? And coming to terms with energies where you may have not been who you feel you really were. It didn't feel authentic. That's what I'm feeling. And so there's been some kind of judgment called, and maybe you didn't feel authentic within this situation. And looking back on it, you feel so much freer, you feel so much lighter without this. It's such a turnaround. So we've got the computer. So again, it could be to do with job, or a status situation, or, your capability online, or some kind of business energy is what I'm getting here, because it does feel quite material with this crown. Or realizing, or seeing something, or recognizing that something was not as it seemed. And we've got the House at the bottom of the deck, so it could have concerned property or living situations as well here. But there's been a judgment call. And again, I do feel like for some of you that there was a loss here, a loss of work, or a loss of property, or things changing. But in losing, you have gained, is what I'm feeling, because the energy feels like it was heavy, and now it feels lighter. So maybe a few of you have changed your perspective on what constitutes your happiness, and there's a sense of freedom always that goes with the Fool for me. So yeah, this could as well be a partnership, because it's my Healthy Partnerships card, and again, it could be a business partnership, or something that you were involved in that you felt was materially good, but it really lost its appeal, and many hands at the bottom of the deck. So there could be a lot of different people involved in this situation, or a number of factors. Maybe it's applicable to you, that's a person, but also to you, but also to business. Do you see what I mean? There's quite a lot going on. There's quite a lot going on in this energy. So the ball, yeah, I feel like you've just set yourself free somehow, bounced forward. Yeah, you've made a judgment call on something that, you know, was potentially prosperous or gave you some kind of jurisdiction or status, or but it doesn't feel like you, is what I want to say. We've got the shield at the bottom. So I feel like you may have felt quite defensive, or you may have defended this situation for some time, but there was this moment where it was just like, I feel it was dented somehow. Maybe you had an ego dent. Maybe you did have a fair bit of pride, and then your ego was dented, and now it's changed your perspective though. I feel like this ball is like, I can see tennis now. It's almost like it's changed trajectory. It's changed trajectory. It feels quite high speed as well, so I do feel like a lot of you had your hands full and were super busy. Yeah, you're giving up on something, but it feels good. With the flag here, it feels like you're saying to yourself, do you know what? I'm going to pack this in. I'm going to pack this in because it's not giving me something that I thought it would, or maybe it was for a while, but it's just not fulfilling. I feel like it's kept me confined or burdened or contained, and my true nature is much more adventurous. It's much more go-getter. It's much more, and you're starting something brand new, I think. Again, we've got the shield at the bottom of the deck, that metal energy. I feel like it's almost like it's being cast away. There's no need to defend yourself or defend your position or defend your choice. It's like you don't need it anymore. That's what I'm feeling. I'm seeing the Chariot now, so I feel like you're lightening the load in order to fly forward, because you have a different kind of a goal in mind, and it's much more about enjoying the journey is what I'm feeling here. This feels great. The map. Talking about the journey, we've got the map with the wiggly road. So I feel like you had a plan, but you've been detoured, and that energy feels a lot more positive. It feels so optimistic. You've given up on one plan, you're replacing it with another one, and it's spirit's intervention with the wings at the bottom of the deck. There's been some kind of spiritual intervention in order to detour you into a brighter, more interesting, more wondrous, more curious, more mysterious avenue. I really like this. So yeah, you're making a choice with the Apple, the Healthy Choices card, and it's giving you a different sense of richness is what I'm getting, a different sense of what abundance means to you, and it involves freedom and nature, because look at the tree at the bottom of the deck. We've got the wheat sheaves, we've got the apple and the tree. So you're growing a different kind of harvest is what I'm getting. And it could be a family situation as well for some of you that has just come to the end of a particular road, and now new beginnings are starting. And you will, I feel you'll be hitting a crossroads though. That's what I'm feeling. You're going to be hitting a position of choice. Yes, choose the light energy, Spirit is saying, and long-term benefit of this will bring health and wealth and abundance. That's what I'm getting. Some of you are recovering that energy, but it's feeling good. You're making healthy choices. You could be changing your diet as well, some of you here. The egg, there's another food item coming up. feel like the ball is jumping over it. It's really interesting. There may be a sense of vulnerability, but I feel that comes with the Fool as well, doesn't it? You know, taking a leap. It's not easy. Making a choice to take a leap of faith. That's what I'm getting. And though you may feel a little vulnerable or a little bit shaky about this, Spirit is saying, go for it. Go for it. I've got the sunglasses at the bottom of the deck. It's all going to be cool, is what I'm feeling. It's all going to be fine. Yeah, there's going to be positive socializing, positive unions. I feel like you'll meet other people like yourself who don't fit in with traditional culture. It could bring you new romance. I'm inclined to keep looking at the bottom of the deck. I feel like that, for some of you, it could definitely bring in something new. And it feels like the egg is going to actually birth the chicken, if you know what I mean. Like it's a live egg. It feels alive. That's what you're feeling alive. There's the crown. That's interesting. Look. The judgment call. Surrendering. Giving up on this crown energy. Giving up on this sense of having to be in charge or having to be sovereign or having to... maybe feeling that you have to be in control of things as well, and just letting and flying by the seat of your pants a bit, which feels really great here. Yeah, not fighting with this, thinking, you don't want what you wanted, is what I'm hearing. You want something unusual, you want something unique, you want something that doesn't fit the mold. And I feel like that is who you are. You're exploring a side of yourself that it's like a square peg round hole. It's not, the you were before is not who you are now. I feel like you've really changed your perspective on things. And like I say, you could be giving up on a person who you thought was like the one, is what I'm getting. But in fact, they weren't. The trophy. So yeah, it's a winning strategy is what I'm hearing. Spirit is saying it's a winning strategy to give up on this energy. That's the real win. And maybe you felt rejected or discarded or cast out, or that you were raised up and then pushed down, like put on a pedestal and then that was removed, is what I'm getting. But you win in losing here. That's what I'm hearing. Interesting. Yeah, this is a definite, like, it's a sidestep energy. It's like something, it's like people would not expect you to do this, or you might be surprising people around you. Oh, love. So for some of you, this is a love situation, and you're making healthy choices with your heart, is what I'm getting. You're leading with your heart, and this is a winning strategy. Yes, you're leading with your heart. Your judgment call has been that maybe you've been too focused on a particular tactic, or that you were, that there was some kind of groove that you were stuck in on a traditional level, and it could be with a person who was that way, but you don't want it anymore. Yeah, the unicorn, you want something different, magical, unique, strange, creative, all of those words coming through. The skull. So you are saying goodbye to something. So something has ended, and it could have been a love situation where you felt really sovereign. You felt like you'd won through, you'd found the right person, and then boom, and it ended. And that could have been that crashing sense of realization. But I feel like that's happened in the past, and although there's a sense of vulnerability, and you don't want to travel too fast, is what I'm getting, because you don't want to have something end too quickly, like be over before it's begun, is what I'm getting as well for some of you. I feel like you're leaping over that fear, though, is what I'm getting with the ball flying over. It's giving me the sense of that full bridging the gap. So there has been some grief here and a sense of loss, strong sense of loss going on in this situation. Things probably gone cold between you and somebody else, or you just felt that you'd gone cold about what you wanted, or it wasn't what it seemed to be. I just keep hearing that. It wasn't what it promised to be. Yeah, the rain is over. Yeah, this is very, I'm hearing all kinds of things. The king is dead, long live the king is what I'm hearing. Or queen, like replace it as you need to. Right. Yeah, it's turning around at speed, this energy. And you are being encouraged to take a risk here. Dust yourself up. Oh, it could be in a third-party situation. And that's what called your judgment on it. It could have been, that maybe you felt like you were the winner in some way, shape or form. Somebody chose you instead of choosing somebody else, or something like that. Or you chose between two parties potentially as well here. But it wasn't what it seemed to be. Again, the unicorn. Again with the unicorn. Yeah, there's something unique. Yeah, there's a unique pathway that you know that you've got to follow. And I feel that you're leaving behind former preconceptions. And like I say, maybe a situation or relationship whereby you felt like you'd won, or you were the winner, or you were with the one, and it felt like you were winning, and then boom, something's happened to really tarnish that person in your eyes, for most of you, is what I'm seeing. Or to just not feel that it was an authentic situation and go, well, what is this worth? It's actually just a bit of junk now. It's actually just twisted metal. I don't want that. It's not appealing. It's not shiny. It's not alluring. I need to take a jump into something new and follow my heart. The devil. Yeah, so very much you could have been dealing with a third-party situation. Maybe your partnership was interrupted by a third party. Maybe you were cheated on or lied to, or that there was a feeling that couldn't happen to you or in your situation, but it has. Or a third party, doesn't have to be romantic, but for most of you it is. But some kind of energy interrupted the space and caused corrosion, is what I'm hearing, an eroding of a situation. And I feel like you felt really tied here. And it could have been that was the material energy that you're cutting yourself free from. Maybe you have to lose something in order to free yourself and win, or just take the loss, just take it on the chin, is what I'm getting. Loads of phrases coming through for you guys. Right. And then the bed. So we are getting to a space of rest, but I also feel that there was a sense of feeling really depressed, or that things were monotonous, or that it just really took its toll on you. Could have taken its toll on your health for some of you as well here. Made you feel pretty fragile, and that there was a grieving process involved in this. For some of you, this was like a friend energy, or the betrayal of a friendship, is what I want to say as well here. But I feel like you're being a friend to yourself almost, and that's what Spirit is saying. Don't get stuck in inaction. Don't get stuck in any level of competition. Leap away from this situation into your new beginning. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, the traveling bag. I mean, that's perfect for that Fool energy, isn't it? Don't be distracted or led off course by something that is tempting with somebody who may be involved with someone else. That's what I'm feeling as well for some of you. I just feel like I have to say that. And the sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Kind of slightly murdered that, sorry. But yeah, I feel that it's going to be great. And those sunglasses are coming back. I feel like you're opening up to a sense of feeling free or taking a break, or maybe some of you are planning a holiday and things are definitely improving in a material sense. If you've been worried about that or this loss, it's going to grow. Your finances will grow. That's what I'm getting here. Anyway, I'm going to leave it on the sun because that's such a nice energy, and I really hope that resonated with you, stack ones. And if it did, please leave me a comment, like, subscribe, share, and thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Hello, Stack 2 water signs. How you doing? Thanks for swimming on in. So I've got 2 proverbs from you to kick off, I should say. Right, so the first one is great minds think alike, and that's from England. Interesting. And luck and bad luck drive the same sled, which is a proverb from Russia. So I'm really drawn to talk about this card first with the great minds think alike, because you can see the vase and you can see the faces, right? So what I'm getting some 2 of Swords energy straight away coming through, but it's not a normal 2 of Swords energy. I do feel there is some energy around indecision, but that's not coming through so strongly as trying to see things from 2 different perspectives at the same time. And this is like left and right brain stuff here. So what I'm getting is that you're trying to approach something creatively and allow that process to kind of hit you with inspiration, but also you are taking a logical view where you're step by step. So two very different energies, 2 very different sides of the brain. Or it could be that you're dealing with another person here, and one of you is very logical, very step by step, very like by the book is what I want to say, and the other one's like full of creative ideas, and it's more spontaneous and more kind of in the moment with that kind of flurries of inspiration. So take what resonates, because I do think a lot of you are dealing with another person, and I feel like in general you're on the same page with this person is what I'm getting. There could be a lot of similarities in certain respects. So yeah, interesting energy. And then luck and bad luck drive the same sled. That's also an interesting card. Spirit is showing me someone tobogganing now, so they've started the spirit story in my mind. Oh, okay, so what I'm getting immediately is that it's been very stop-start, this energy. So it's like I can see you like flying down a bit of a hill and then getting stuck in a snowdrift, and then flying down and then getting stuck in a snowdrift. So things have been stop, start, stop, start. Okay, now I've seen somebody get off the toboggan into the snowdrift and have to like proper pull it or push it or give it a bit of welly. So I feel like there have been moments of like feeling snowed under is what I want to say, and having to push yourself out of the really tricky bits, or having to put a lot of effort into those bits, and then things going really smoothly again and then getting stuck again. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm picking up. What else? So I feel like you're in a philosophical frame of mind, and generally in agreement with somebody else here. I feel like you greet ups and downs with a certain level of understanding, and because I feel like you can't change what's out of your control, and that's the snow factor here. You just have to deal sort of day to day with circumstances. You could have been very lucky, maybe, and somebody else has been unlucky, but there is some kind of cohesion and connective energy in this. So I feel like you may have shared with one significant other these ups and downs for some of you. Some of you are in loggerheads or just not seeing eye to eye is what I'm getting. But I think that's actually for very few of you. I also feel that that it's been an up and down in terms of the kind of day you're having. Some of you may have had issues with actual transportation with this sled here, because there is a transportive energy around that, and I am seeing the Chariot now. So yeah, what with the Two of Swords energy and the Chariot energy that Spirit is giving me, you are trying to decide which course of action is your quickest way to a goal, or your quickest way to sort of overcome and get on a more kind of smooth sailing energy. And things, I think, you know, maybe things have gone at speed and then they've hit a roadblock also. But yes, there may have been some issues around some kind of transportation, maybe delivery energy, or your car's broken down or something like that, where there's been logistics for some of you like around that space. I think that your negative positive energy is very much how you're viewing it that day. And some days have been a real drag, and I'm seeing the sled being dragged as well. But the key here is to kind of have fun, because that's what tobogganing is about, right? It's having a lot of fun and just enjoying the process, enjoying the journey, and allowing gravity to do the work for you. So not sort of putting in excess effort when it's not required. You know, you don't whack your foot out when it's not required, otherwise, you know, things go tits up at record-breaking pace. So this has been a sort of process of learning when to engage and when not to engage in the kind of effort or stress of things. I also feel that for some of you, this has been a sort of trying to master the balance of downtime and maybe like extra busy or working very hard in one aspect, and then being able to kind of put your feet up when needed and just switch off, so that it's not constantly on your mind or spinning in your mind. And some of you are going through that snowdrift energy at the moment, where you feel like, you know, things are kind of a little bit halted. That's gonna alleviate, and you're gonna get another burst of activity is what I'm getting. But you might be putting in the extra legwork at the minute. But all in all, I feel like you're on a pretty even keel, if a little entrenched at moments. And I'm hearing keep on keeping on. So I feel like that's what you have been doing. I feel like that's what you're being encouraged to keep doing. Let go of any stresses or differences. I don't feel like that's a major energy though, but keep busy, keep active is what I'm feeling about. It might have been quite a lot of physical energy involved in whatever you've been doing. Not necessarily, some of you it's just like tiring at work kind of thing, but I feel like you've possibly been all over the place, like out and about is what I'm getting for some people. So some of you, because we're watching this in a lockdown situation, you may be in a realm of business that it requires you to actually physically go somewhere or physically do things and be very active. Although these readings are intended to be timeless, so again, just take what resonates. I feel like sometimes you've really lacked motivation, but things will freeze up, and possibly a freezing up of resources. But I feel like you've fought through, and if you feel inactive, you are being encouraged to fight through. I feel like some of you have had kind of avalanche energy. In the past, though, it feels like in the past, some of you might have been hit quite strongly in terms of having to adapt or change or dig yourself out of a situation or a hole. But again, I'm getting that frequency of you can't control circumstances bigger than you, and I feel like you're pretty equitable in that space. You're pretty like even keel. And there have been sudden events maybe, but there has also been like recovery from that. For some of you, I feel like community is an aspect. We tend not to go tobogganing on our own. There tends to be other people involved in this situation, but there is definitely one significant other for a lot of you here. And I feel like that the community aspect has really helped from things from like totally tipping or totally getting lost, or and there has been a sort of an energy of like spirit trying to encourage like you not to be overconfident, but also not to be pessimistic. So you are definitely getting that sort of yin yang force with this card in particular. Like I say, stress could have been an issue, anxiety, or not feeling you could rest. And sometimes, and for some of you, maybe indecision, a back and forth in emotions, or unstable conditions and feeling your way out of that space. But things are changing, things are getting easier, I feel, and you do, I feel, have a clear direction, and it feels like it's going to get easier. That's what I'm feeling. It feels like it's alleviating, it's coming. It does feel good. It does feel good. For some of you, just as a side note, you might have had it, not just transportation, but maybe mobility issues is what I'm getting. And again, that feels quite like a physical energy. So yeah, but that's alleviating too, is what I'm hearing here. So let's shuffle in some cards and see what else comes out. I feel like you have good humor when it comes to approaching difficult situations, or this capability of being pretty philosophical about it, and very sort of just allowing things to rest. I mean, the Two of Swords for me can also be like a moment of respite, a moment where things are sort of just left, and I feel like you've got a really good energy with knowing when to leave it, knowing when to move, knowing when to stop, kind of thing. So we've got the romantic rose here, and I feel like, yeah, this feels good. This feels good. And with the flag at the bottom of the deck, I feel, again, that energy of feeling things are really positive and going somewhere, and then feeling that you have to kind of call it a day or say, okay, fine. I'm defeated. I'm tired. I'm just going to leave this here for the time being. That's what I'm getting. But I do feel like for a lot of you that there is a goal in mind, and we've got the traveling bag, and I do feel like you're traveling towards your goal is what I'm getting with these cards. Yeah, I feel like you're owning it is what I'm getting with you guys. Things are good, and things are sort of coming to a place of, things feeling like they're coming up smelling of roses is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Although with a brick wall, I feel like you have hit a few. And if you are in the energy where you feel like things are going really well and you've hit a brick wall, I do feel there is a sense that it feels temporary. There's a sense that it feels temporary here, and that things can be resolved in this situation. So money. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you, this is to do with a work situation, and you're gradually getting to a point where this is growing. This also turned over, so I'm going to take it as well. And that is healthy relationships. So healthy partnerships as well could be in a working capacity here. And it feels like very positive energy, very grounded. I do feel like that you have the capacity to adapt. There's that adaptation and the ability to ground up. Piscean energy is coming through quite strong here, but also Scorpio, because I want to say it's like the fixed version. Don't worry if you're neither of those water signs. Don't worry. But that is the energetic that I'm getting. We've got the heart at the bottom of the deck. So maybe some of you really love what you're doing, or there's a lot of love in a romantic situation, and although you've had your ups and downs, I feel like you're pushing in the same direction. And maybe you work together for some of you here as well. There could be a sense of the partnership being in a working situation, but also you just managing your money is what I want to say, and managing that with one other person in particular for most of you here. If not, I feel like you're just capable of being both sides of the coin is what I'm hearing. Being both sides. And I feel like you are capable of just leaving some things to chance, but also managing things quite well when they need to be managed. That's what I'm getting. But you definitely feel like you have an aim in sight, or you have a goal, even if it is just to get to the bottom of this hill or the bottom of this experience, like the end of the experience where you sort of fly through at the end and go, yay, that bit's over, hurrah. That's what I'm getting for some of you here. You are making me giggle a lot. I feel like you are just an easygoing energy that is capable of making people laugh. So the rat. Oh, so there could have been some kind of undermining here in something, in a romantic situation. It could be for some of you, or that it's felt like it's sort of gradually corroded or eroded. Because luck and bad luck drive the same sled, right? So some of you have had like a really unlucky time, and you're headed into a luckier time is what I'm getting. And if you've had a lucky time, then I feel that you're actually philosophical about when things go wrong. But I feel both parties hanging on to a positivity and sort of overcoming this. Yeah, there may have been some energy of feeling that things were maybe chaotic or difficult, or that you just couldn't control. You couldn't control the energies, and it feels like multiple energies actually. So I feel like there have been hurdles, but I want to say hurdles rather than like direct blocks. Some of you have found it an emotional time, but I feel like emotionally that you're pretty open is what I want to say. And although you might feel those ebbs and flows on an emotive level, I feel like because you allow yourself to feel the feelings is what I'm feeling, that you are able to overcome this. You are able to climb out of this situation. Yeah. Some of you may have actually had like a rodent problem of some description. I am seeing that, which never really comes up. Sorry, throw my cards on the floor. Right, back again. Yeah, so there have been issues here, I feel, but things are coming up smelling of roses. They will if they are not currently. So we've got Cupid's arrow. So you're definitely aiming for something, and it's something that you feel passionate about, I think. Got the dummy at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like this is like young projects, new projects. Could be planning on having babies, and money is a factor in that, but that's for very few of you, I think. I do feel like you're aiming for something that feels that it's kind of started already, but it may be young, or there may be a new younger energy that you're bringing into an established partnership or an established work situation also here. New projects is what I'm feeling, or working on things that have not developed particularly yet. So we've got the infinity symbol here. Yeah, I feel like there's a consistency. And again, I'm getting that sort of some days are not so easy, other days are easier kind of energy. And I feel like in general, there is a consistent flow. It feels like at the heart of this reading, very positive energy. Apart from this like nibbling rat over here, nothing particularly negative has come up. Although there may be some kind of bind financially. Maybe you have to wait here for something to change, or for you to release yourself from something. Could be a contract, could be anything really concerning your finances, or concerning your wealth. But I feel, and it might feel interminable at moments, and a bit touch and go is what I'm getting. But I do feel like there is an end in sight if that's the case. But you do want to keep things very much on an even keel, and you are looking very much to do that at this point. And this one wants to come out. Well, there's two. So we've got the web and the ring. Some of you may feel undermined in terms of a contract that you're tied to, or positively undermined. Yeah, I feel like some of you may feel that way. Again, it could be a love situation here that you felt there's things have got like frayed around the edges is what I'm getting. And I feel like, but it doesn't feel major. Again, it doesn't feel major. It feels like something that can be worked out. Great minds think alike. Maybe you are looking at somebody else's perspective. It feels like they're able to see things from your perspective. You're able to see things from their perspective. Sometimes it feels very up and down, but in general, you're kind of going in the same direction. You're on the same page. That's what I'm getting. Now, what am I getting from this web energy? This does feel like maybe things have got a little bit samey, is what I want to say. A little bit. I'm seeing the cobwebs kind of around this partnership. So maybe things need to be kind of shaken up a little bit at times, or you need to be able to kind of put extra energy into keeping things sparked up. It could be as well. I feel like you do really want to kind of, you really are looking at a new beginning though, is what I'm getting, because I am seeing the Ace of Swords, and it's about making healthy decisions around this partnership or around your finances to grow your abundance, not letting things get stale. That's what I'm getting. Be careful of things getting stale. It will attract rodents. I'm getting that. I don't know why. Yeah, careful. Chuck out the old stuff. Yeah, it's and in an allegorical sense, that might resonate as well here. We've got the, I can't remember the word, crystal ball, thank you Spirit, at the bottom of the deck. And that shows me that you're actually pretty in tune, you're in alignment with your intuition. I feel like you really have good insight. I'm being told you have a really good view of the future, so your insight might be quite future focused. You might be able to see kind of what's up ahead. I think when things go wrong for you, it's kind of, it kind of falls away underneath you, and it feels like quite spontaneous, quite in the moment. And again, things are out of your control, like acts of God kind of energy. But in general, I feel like you have a really good perspective on like future focused energy or future facing energy. And you are, I feel like you are a committed person. But yeah, there could be some undermining of some kind of frequency here, or a promise of something that has been undermined. I don't know how it's been undermined though. I feel like it would be different for different people in this group. So there's been some kind of judgment call. Again, future facing energy is what I want to say that's springing out here. And there's been a judgment call to kind of remove yourself from undermining energy. Maybe even with yourself, you feel that you've been like a bit self-sabotaging here, or that you've been dealing with somebody who like wants more. And I feel like you're calling this out and saying no. When I say once more, I feel like, you know, maybe a little bit freeloading, or a little bit like expecting too much. Because I feel like what you provide is really lovely, is what I want to say. And I feel like you're calling judgment on this, and you're saying, you know what, I'm opening up to aiming for something, and I see clearly what I need to aim for. And I think you've done a little bit of soul searching, and a kind of, I feel like you're looking in the mirror and kind of asking yourself, what do I want? What works for me? What's undermined us, or what's undermined me in the past? How's this undermined my commitment to each other, or to something that you love doing? And I feel like it's a powerful position that you find yourself in, with a really good overview. And that is going to really assist you. So with the knife at the bottom, what I'm getting is that Ace of Swords energy. Again, that sense of making clear-cut decisions is coming through. And just cutting away anything that's surplus or anything that's moldy. And also that knife for me totally cuts through this web. So I feel like you're making decisions that will enable you to cut free from, you know, maybe back and forth energy where you're thinking, shall I do it this way or this way or this way? Where you find middle ground, where you're finding middle ground between you and somebody else, or between you and yourself here, and seeing like the whole picture from both the creative aspects and the logical energy. Yeah, it feels like a synthesizing of two different avenues, or maybe two streams of income here as well for some of you, where I feel like you're kind of putting it together into a whole. The weights. So whatever decision or judgment that has been made here, I feel that it's really strong. It's a really capable energy. And I feel like your finances are consistently like in a healthy space. And if that's not where you are yet, I feel like it's coming. I feel like it's coming. But for you, I feel like there's, although you've had your moments, the way that you deal with this is you are very consistent energies is what I'm getting, and strong consistency as well. I've got the tree at the bottom of the deck, so maybe you're really strong within your family, or you know how to hold together in a community. That community energy is coming through, and it feels strong. It feels like you have good people in your world, in your life, who know how to support or take the weight when things need to be taken off you. But I do feel like you carry a lot. There's quite a strong level of leadership, or maybe a joint partnership of leadership here in this situation. You know how to hold back. You know when to react and when not to react. You've got strong patience is what I'm getting. And you could well have been provoked, or, you know, maybe you found this energy really like provoking. But I feel like your judgment to withdraw from that space is what keeps you so strong. And it was what makes you a fundamental aspect of a group of people, or group of friends, or business, or family. Yeah, there's very strong tribe energy around you. You really know how to hold it together. The Mirror. So again, I feel you're just very capable of reflection. And that is that mirroring energy that's coming through up here as well. So I just feel that you're okay with that. You are able to look at when you're overthinking things, because that actually interrupts your productivity or your ability to function in harmony with the partner or with the other people. And you're very good at seeing when you need to be strong and when you need to call judgment. And because you're so committed, you're so consistent, you guys. This is a transformative phase, but I feel like you've got it going on. I feel like you know this. I feel like nothing I'm telling you is a great surprise here for you. You are aiming and you have possibly just consistently broken through this sort of energy of, I get the Eight of Swords a lot with this card. So the energy of feeling like restricted in your mind, and you know how to break this energy. And I feel like you know that you do this. If you do this, you know how to get yourself out of this. You may be reflecting on how you may be calling this judgment now, and you will come to a point where you are going to reflect on how easy it was to clear that out of the way. Just a bit of spring cleaning of the mind is what I'm getting, or the way that you approach things will put you in a space where you can very clearly see who you are. I do think that you have a very good understanding of who you are as people. So the toxic can, I feel like, yeah, maybe you've dealt with some, I feel like you've had to bottle some kind of energy here in order to just keep moving onwards. And maybe you felt that those moments where you've got stuck in that snowdrift, or that like had to dig yourself up that avalanche, that you felt really undermined and you felt really unhappy about it, and it's really kind of skewed your aim as to what you were traveling towards, is what I'm getting. Or it could have been somebody else that you were dealing with that was pessimistic or negative in their energy, because I feel like you guys are really quite positive, but you've kept the faith, is what I'm getting with the praying hands. And you've possibly asked them to kind of bear with it, or just to kind of try and stay positive, or to get through it with you, because I feel like the faith is that you know that there's a new beginning. There is a new beginning sprouting forward here, is what I'm getting, and it's going to be fine. I feel like it's going to happen. I feel like you work hard, you guys. That's what I'm getting. I feel like you work really hard. You enjoy being productive, is what I'm feeling, whether that's within a community or a family or a job. I think in all of those areas you would be very productive. There's the star, so massive faith energy here. Faith energy that things are going to become consistent, or that you'll be able to keep powering through this space. I'm seeing like a swan on the surface of the water, and it's like you have this grace about you that, and people I feel do look up to you. A lot of people look up to you, and you have that consistency about the energy. You're a guiding light, is what I'm getting. And that swan paddles real hard under the water, and people don't see that. They see some kind of unflappability about your space, is what I feel. You are so well balanced. There's the yin yang. There's the yin yang. You are so well balanced, and it feels very blessed. I feel like some of you have a phenomenal intuition, is what I'm getting. And you are able to apply this on a practical level, and to just go with the flow. The sun. Amazing. So things are growing, things are expanding. It's time for a new season. That's what I'm getting. You're readying maybe for a change, and you're right. If you feel this change occurring, and that there's going to be like a good harvest, and then you are right. Don't get caught in your head about this, and don't overthink it. Trust your instinct, is what I'm feeling with you guys. You may feel strong instinct or energy in the body. I feel like you get strong premonitionary energy coming through, and I feel like you light up the dark, but you also light up the day. So there is this incredible power around you. You are able to see very clearly, is what I'm getting. And other than this like toxic undermining that some of you have had to deal with, or dealing with somebody who was very pessimistic, and that kind of felt like it grated or frayed your edges, or was corrosive in some kind of way, I am not getting that that's a big deal. And you're launching, you really are taking off. I really feel that you guys have got it together. And other than that, I don't know what else to say to you. You know that you're in a good space. You know that this is what's going on here. You are climbing, you are rising, you are coming into a space, I feel, where things may move at speed for you. So do be prepared for a sudden influx of energy. I am seeing you shooting down that hill now in that sled, and like no more like hidden obstacles, is what I'm hearing. No more sort of and again, for some of you, this is a lot to do with lockdown. Again, take what resonates, because this is timeless, but I am feeling that you are looking and preparing for things moving forward, and it does feel positive. It really does feel very positive here. You are a guiding light. You may be very visible in some kind of public arena, or in the public eye. Again, you are able to handle this energy, whereas other people would not be able to, and you're able to come across consistently, powerfully strong in that space. So well done, you guys, because this feels like absolutely crazy energy and you're really owning it. So give yourself a pat on the back and yeah, you're my stars. Thank you so much for listening, and do like, subscribe, drop me a comment if it resonated. Thanks. Bye, guys. Hello, my beautiful stack 3 water signs, and welcome. So what have we got going on here? Just put that over there. So our proverbs for you are: those who do not wish little things do not deserve big things. The big heart. Wow, okay. And hope is a good breakfast, but a bad supper. Okay. I'm actually seeing this heart beating in this card. It feels like it's beating. Very big-hearted energy. I feel like that's you. I really feel like there's a huge amount of generosity here. I feel very strong provisional energy as well with you guys. Look at the breakfast. Look at the spread. It's fabulous. I feel like you provide a lot. And maybe you do it on a material level. Maybe you do lots of little things, lots of really nice things. I mean, everything's been thought about on this table. I feel like you like to give. That's what's coming through for you guys. But I feel like you've been bearing with the situation. It's required a lot of patience here. And there's been a lot of giving. Look at all the seeds around this heart. For me, this is, maybe you're the heart of a situation, or heart of a group of people. This could be a family dynamic for some of you with this kind of spread, or it's that you know a lot of people as well. That's coming through strongly too for some of you. I feel like you're in a kind of leadership position for a lot of you. And again, I feel like you're naturally inclined to want to give a lot of love. Small details, little touches, making things look pretty, appealing. Some of you could work with food, don't have to, or nutrition. And I feel like you're in your element with this water in the background. Whenever I see the element I'm talking about, that's always an indicator of being in your element. In this kind of an energy. Very kind feeling, very nurturing. You may have a family, you may have children. I am feeling that kind of childlike energy. Or you're just very open and very like fresh in your approach to things. That sort of feeling that everything is going to work out, that's that faith that children have. But naturally, it feels very natural, very nature-based energy. Some of you could be very good with your hands as well here. Just very dexterous is what I'm getting with some of you. Yeah, I feel like you've put your heart into something. But those who do not wish little things do not deserve big things. It feels like there's an expectation on you here to provide sweeping gestures or large contributions, or to overgive almost. Maybe that's because you are so generous that people get used to this, a certain level of provision. And that doesn't have to be a material provision, but for some of you it is. But it can be an energetic provision as well. Little things count. But I feel like you're unwilling to keep doing this because it's not being appreciated, I feel. Maybe you give lots of gifts as well, but you're learning to retract, I feel, from the energy of large gestures or like oversized rewards when the person or people that you're dealing with don't deserve it. Some of you could be dealing with a naughty child. I just have to put that in there because it feels like you're dealing with some kind of immature energy that expect things to be served up on a plate, regardless of how they are not perceiving the little details. It's like they're sort of blind to the amount of effort that goes into a situation is a lot of thinking about what would be good for the other person, little touches here and there. And I feel like a lot of you people have got used to this in your energy, and you're feeling, yeah, definitely sense of feeling underappreciated. It's wearing to stay positive, to feel like things might change, or that this person might change their attitude. And it's not going to change if you're doing the same things, if you are overgiving. I'm seeing the Eight of Cups here for some reason with some of you. I feel like you are at that point of walking away, or you're learning to just walk away and leave things. It feels like if your energy is not present, that there will be more of an appreciation of the gap that you leave, if that makes sense, when you retract your energy. And some people do need to learn that way. And I feel like you're understanding that you've got to walk away from a situation that is unfulfilling, or at least walk away from the way that you've been handling it, is what I'm feeling. There's so much energy associated with you, and this unwaveringly beautiful, positive belief that of people being able to rise to the occasion or be their best version of themselves. And I feel like that is very much appreciated with certain people who are inclined in the same way as you are to be warmer-hearted, big-hearted. But you're having to learn to harden your heart here in some way, because I feel like you're worn down by a situation. And this could be like throughout the day, that you start in a positive mind frame and then it ends up like at a bad supper situation where you're just like, you know what, I start with feeling like my heart is beating and everything's great, and you wind up feeling like retracted somehow, contracted in your energy. And it could be, again, because somebody is expecting way too much of you. You need to, first off, recognize and appreciate your contribution. You do a lot of things, a lot of little things. I'm feeling a lot of small acts of kindness or real consideration in your energy. And that adds up to an enormous amount of love. And I feel that you need to appreciate yourself first off. Also, you need to retract, and I think you are retracting, from relying on results rather than... relying on optimism rather than the results. So you may feel that that all it takes is persevering, maintaining optimism, but not if you keep overgiving. The results won't change. I'm hearing if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So there's something that you're doing here that is resulting in sort of positive beginnings and unhappy endings. You may be very hopeful of a situation that you feel that is going to work out positively, that it's going to result in a sort of a beautiful ideal, but I'm feeling that if you're hoping for something positively with somebody, if they are not inclined to observe little things, little gestures, or note those gestures in you, then the situation is not going to alter. There is definite child energy here, is what I'm getting. Like I say, some of you could be actually dealing with children, but I feel like you're dealing at the very least with somebody who's acting immaturely. It could even be more than one person that you feel like is depleting your resources, because there's a lot of energy around this heart in these seeds. So it could be children or just people in general. Maybe you're a boss in some way, or you support a lot of people. But it feels like it's depleting you in an earth energy way. And you could be dealing with an earth sign, but you don't have to be. But I feel like health, well-being, that sort of thing. I feel like you're struggling, feeling drained by the end of day. Something or someone is pulling at you energetically here, tugging at you. I'm seeing a kid like tugging, "Mummy, mummy," or "Daddy." Like constantly needing you to provide something to them. It's quite a lot energy vampire, and it's probably because they've got a result from doing this. So there's something that definitely needs to change. Somebody is taking advantage of a situation. And for your own health, for your heart, you need to choose to stop this. I'm hearing Groundhog Day. What the hell? Yeah, okay, so you feel like you've gone around and around in this. Yeah, he had to keep changing his approach in order to try and achieve a different result by the end of the day. And there's almost a requirement for you to give up a little bit here, to not put in so much effort. Yeah, I feel like you've tried a lot of things to deal with this, and some of you have ruled out a number of alternatives already, but you have a choice here. It doesn't have to be a fixed version of things or the way that you've been doing things. It's not going to change unless you do. So pay attention to the details. Rest is important, I feel here. Perspective, relaxation. And I'm getting with that glass, self-care, because that's bringing me Ace of Cups energy. I feel like there's a lot of humanitarian energy in your space. I just want to say that. You might have helped out a lot of people in your time. Right. Let's shuffle in some cards, see where we go. I'm expecting an alarm to go off during this, so I will have to pause if that's the case. Right. The Shield. Yeah, I feel like you need to protect your heart. That's what's coming through. And I feel like this is a good energy. And the mirror at the bottom, you need to reflect here. And preserve and protect is what I'm hearing. So there is a need to retract. There is a need to withdraw your energy. There is a need to stop being taken from, or also some of you, I feel like could be being attacked or criticized at this point also, or that you're having to deal with negative energy from somebody else. That won't apply to all of you, but I do feel it's relevant to say. And I feel like that is something, again, that has to be protected. You have to protect your energetic here. It is somehow being depleted. The Cat. So this is encouraging you to be independently minded. And I feel like you need to be taking more governance of your own actions, so that you're not as available, or you don't. Cats don't play by the rules, do they? I mean, they give affection when they feel to, and I feel like that is a course of action that you're being asked to observe. There may be some feeling that you expect a lot from yourself, or there's some sense of conditioning insofar as to be a nice person, you must constantly be giving, or anything like that. But you will still, I don't know about you, maybe you're not a cat person, but I will still love a cat regardless of its inability to play by the rules or give me affection when I want the affection, for example. It's still an honouring thing when a cat offers you affection. So I feel like for you, this is you recognizing that you gifting your energy is still going to be honored by the people that appreciate and understand you, and you retracting it is going to be understood by people who are independently minded, who are not relying on you or pulling at your energy. There's the bin at the bottom of the deck, because this is not making you feel valued. It's making you feel worthless. It's knocking your self-worth is what I'm getting. And it needs to be chucked. It needs to be binned. Something needs to be, discarded here. And it could be a mindset of, like I say, what you were expected to provide. Got the roadmap. So you are you are needing to kind of think about yourself and where you're heading and where you want to go is what I'm getting. We've got the broom here. How you want to launch something is what I'm getting, how you want to take off, but also what needs to be cast out, what needs to be swept up and thrown in that bin, in terms of just having like a fresh approach to things, clearing out. Also, it could be some argumentative energy, because sometimes that comes up for me with the broom, that you are having to defend yourself from, and having to be very independently minded in terms of the direction you want to take. I feel like you could be dealing with somebody who's quite selfish and who's kind of thinking about what their needs are and where they want to go and how they want to do it. And it feels like you're almost treated like a satellite to their planet, true force, or like that you are expected to take a secondary position. So we've got the mouth coming up. So this is about you articulating clearly, for me, what you intend to do for yourself. And it may take some diplomacy. That's what I'm getting with this castle at the bottom of the deck. It may take some diplomacy. It may take some strategizing. So this is about planning ahead as well, because hope is a good breakfast but a bad supper. And hope is not an energy of planning. This is about planning to take control. This is about getting things in motion in a practical sense. I always think of hope as like being absolutely wonderful for like getting you out of the hole. You need hope when you're feeling in a bad space. You need that. But once you're out of that space, hope is actually not an energy that you require, nor is it necessarily positive. What you require then is faith, which is a different frequency. Hope doesn't quite have that faith, and what it's saying to me is that you need more faith in yourself and in your plan of action and in your ability to articulate your moves, your plan of action, as an independent being. So this is very much self-focused energy that is going on here, whether or not you're dealing with a family or a partner or multiple other people or in a work situation. And it's about taking control and saying, this is how things are going to roll out for me. So we've got the third party card here. I feel like this doesn't necessarily feel like a third party situation as per standard in tarot readings. What I'm getting from this is that you want to defend yourself from outside interference, and also other people telling you what to do. But it could be, again, that this is like the two of you and a child, or there's some kind of interruption that is happening again in your space. It feels like it's disturbing your energy, or that it's denting your energetic or your emotional frame of mind. And again, it needs to be discarded. It needs to be got rid of. And it needs to be quite strong. This is warrior force that I'm picking up here. Right, this is the way that we're going to do things. This is not acceptable. You could be defending yourself from a third party situation for some of you. I definitely feel like that's a good idea, and you can't hope for this person if that's the case. If you are hoping for somebody to turn up and it be ideal, I feel like this person is selfish, and I feel like they don't deserve your big heart, is what I want to say. And if they're involved with somebody else, it does need to be chucked. That person needs to, I'm hearing spirit say, put a lid on it. So whatever that interruption or interference energy is, because for some of you it could be a standard third party situation, you need to be putting a lid on it. So the bed, this is independently minded, need to take a rest, you need to relax, and you might need a break, because I feel like that tugging on your energy, you need a break. I feel like you need to walk away from any offers of sex on the side, is what I want to say here for some of you. For others, I feel like your rest is being interrupted. Your downtime is being interrupted. There's not enough of it. And that does need to be claimed also. We've got the star. I'm not surprised to see the star. Because again, I feel like some healing is required here. Or again, rest. The star is one of my, take time out cards. Recuperate. Or you've been run ragged and you need some time to recover. Especially if this has dragged on your physical energy. Or you've been putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort. It's time to retract, to be at a distance, to be more distant is what I'm getting. Yeah, shine in your own capacity. Some of you do have, you are in that position of leadership where you are being viewed by multiple other people, and so your example is of significance is what I'm getting. So the robot, again, this feels like you've been around in this cycle and you've tried different things. Groundhog Day. Right, hang on. Alrighty, where was I? Groundhog Day. That's where I was. On repeat, stuck on repeat. I'm feeling that some of you just want some regular rest or some regularity to your plans. Maybe they keep going awry, or again, possibly interrupted. And I feel like there's a sense of feeling absent in the heart, is what I'm getting here. Because you need to be looking after yourself. We've got the dragon at the bottom of the deck here. So I do feel like some of you are really frustrated or angry or annoyed or dealing with somebody potentially in that energy as well. That is just acting out is what I'm hearing, for those of you that resonates with. And there could be some forceful language or, strong words. And I feel like it's draining is what I'm getting. It's making you feel less human. And for somebody with such a large-hearted energy, this is no small thing. The ear. Yeah, you're having to listen to the same stuff, I feel. It's like something on repeat. Just, it feels like a continuation, a repetitious energy, and somebody's talking and not hearing. And maybe you're trying to explain like that you need a different roadmap, a different approach or a different plan, and somebody's kind of deaf to it, or they're distant in some way, shape or form, or maybe that's how you feel with this situation. And then the lock, yeah, there's a locked down or a shut out. Feeling shut out is what I'm getting actually for most of you. And you want to be heard is what I'm getting. But if it's involving somebody else, they may also feel this way, which makes things like confusing or complicated. Or they look like they're listening, but they're not really listening. And maybe if you're dealing with one significant other and you're in a relationship, this is quite specific, you're both tired is what I'm getting. And it feels there's a regularity, a sort of monotony around this space. But somebody feels that they're not being listened to, they're not being heard. And I feel like you're doing a lot of listening here as well, but you're tired of it. Yeah, that's what's coming through. You're tired. Your energy feels like it's being drained. Yeah, time. It feels like it's gone on for some time. There's a sense of it's like interminable, and there's that Groundhog Day energy again. Oh, here we go again. Sorry, just like thought something was just about to fall off my table there, but it's fine. And then we've got the potion at the bottom of the deck. You could be dealing with somebody who's kind of in a stupor, is what I'm getting. But not for all of you. For others, I feel like there's an obsessional energy almost, or an addictive energy, or a fascination with another person, and this hopeful expectation. But it's like drinking the Kool-Aid, that's what I'm hearing. Like, be careful here that you don't expect things to magically change. Somebody really isn't listening or isn't changing in this situation. And I feel like Spirit is saying something needs to change. So we've got the crystal ball. So you need a relaxed space to connect with your intuition. You need time. Time to do your own thing. Time to fill your own cup. Time to rest and recuperate so that you can feel in tune with your intuition. So that, because I feel like you are very intuitive people, very empathic is what I'm hearing. The word empathic is coming across. But I feel you feel a bit muddled at the moment with a question mark. It feels a bit muddled. It feels a bit like, well, what's happening here? Or where do we go from here? And how do I make this situation move? But you're being asked to kind of step back and defend your energy and possibly move away from this situation. Some of you might be doing a lot of like scrying or looking into the other person, or being really insightful, or being really, really available, or like empathic. But I feel like this is not being reciprocated. There's not a fair balance here, is what I'm getting from this energy. The clouds. Yeah, there could be some turbulence here. And the turbulence is around this sense of feeling that you're going through a repeat loop, or you're having to repeat yourself. That could be another situation that's going on here. But also, I feel that it's making you feel like unbalanced, maybe emotional, heavy, under the weather. All of those feelings, all of those expressions coming to mind. Yeah, like bound, chained, unable to escape. So there could be a sense of depression or greyness. And I really don't want you to feel that way about yourself or your energy, because your energy is amazing. You have so much to offer, and you do want to offer it, and you do offer it a lot, I think. But you cannot make yourself too available. That's what I'm getting. But you feel somehow tied to this situation, or somehow unable to shift that, like, sky. I'm hearing heavy cloud, but no rain. Look in the sky and I look in vain. Heavy cloud, but no rain. Yeah, I feel like it's just not shifting here. It feels like, although the clouds promise to be like a temporary energy, it's not shifting. That's what I'm getting from this. So this could be a committed partner that you're dealing with here, or some kind of commitment, and it's just got really stale or really clouded or quite turbulent, or you're committed to a child, or there's some kind of commitment that you're putting through, and you may be speaking to this person about how committed you are, and trying to get them to notice your level of commitment, or that you're worthy of commitment, or it could be any of those energies. And I really feel that you are being kind of stonewalled a little bit. Yeah, this person is locked up. And it's making, and I feel like that energy is bleeding into your space, is what I want to say here, because of that empath energy that I'm picking up. I feel like you've got to be careful that this person's kind of apathetic approach, is what I'm feeling to say, doesn't make you apathetic in the heart space. But there does need to be a retraction of overgiving, is definitely what I'm feeling. Or if you're the one doing all the talking, you just need to stop trying to get your message across to this person. But I do feel that there is going to be some resolution. I feel like you're going to be speaking from a place, and you're going to be heard, and your commitment is going to be seen. And it may not be by this person. If it's a third party energy and this person's involved with somebody else, I feel like it's falling on deaf ears is what I'm feeling. Again, you might feel that if you are committed to this person or married to this person even. But I feel like if you're married, there will be a breakthrough. I think that you will get to a better communicative place. At the moment, though, there needs to be some rest taken. Maybe the other person needs to take a break, because somebody's feeling very grey in this energy. Yeah, there needs to be some kind of relaxation, feet up, and possibly with friends here. I really feel that that's going to help, because that's the energy I'm getting very strong from the dog. And again, I feel that friendship energy, if it's a long-term commitment or if it's like a committed partnership, I feel that there needs to be some friendly energy brought into this space that is just easygoing and lightweight. Maybe you both need a break is what I'm getting here. And you've got to try and find a way to find some downtime. Otherwise, seek out a close friend or close friends and just take some time to just chill out, and maybe just go for a walk or have a coffee or that sort of thing is what's going on here, to the best degree that you can, because I am recording this in lockdown, but it is timeless, so hopefully you can still do that. Yeah, you need to get to calmer waters is what I'm getting with the boat. But at the moment, you're just like, it feels like a little bit going through the ocean, like going through the motions and like really hoping for things to change. If it is a third party energy and any kind of involvement with that, you need to move away from this. Like, do it gradually, if that's what it's going to take. But I feel like you do need to move away and have some faith that where you're going is going to lead to a better kind of communication and a stronger level of commitment, even if that commitment is to the self, which for a lot of you, I think it is here. Yeah, so the skull. So something feels like it's ended here. It feels like hopeless to keep continuing to have hope, is what I want to say, especially if you keep doing what you've done. I never say never, and in terms of a long-term commitment, there is a potential for things to change, but something needs to be given way to, something needs to die, something needs to be released, let go of, said farewell to. Could be another person, but I really feel that you need to move towards ending a pattern here, or ending an involvement, and it does feel like it's like heavy grief that you might be going through. Maybe some of you are feeling very emotional about this situation. Again, the lock at the bottom. You may feel locked out or shut down, and that feels very sad and very turbulent. But again, because it's so close to the ear, I feel like deaf ears is what I'm getting. So you need to do something different. 8 of Cups energy. 8 of Cups, you need to walk away from something that isn't fulfilling, or at least that needs to be the tactic. Instead of involving or talking, or there needs to be kind of like a silence brought into this situation is what I'm getting. Yeah, the hands have come out again. So you need to be devoted to your own sense of calm here, to your own sense of recuperation, and to faith in spirit. Ask for assistance from friends. You're really wanting a healthy union. But again, you can't live on hope is what I'm getting. And I feel like some of you that's quite triggering, but the dragon is at the bottom of the deck here, and I am thinking that, you know, you're dealing with very strong forces that feel in opposition. So I feel like you need healthy intimacy in whatever way that speaks to you. You are dealing with oppositional force, which is very, very single-minded. And I feel like I'm just pulling, I feel like you need to wave the white flag on this energy, or just, and that is a tactic in itself. If you're dealing with somebody who's confrontational or aggressive, you need to just not engage in that space. Just kind of be okay to give up, to not live on hope, to just go, do you know what? I need to walk away from this situation for the time being. Or I need to walk away from this situation right now, because I just can't be engaging with somebody who you may feel dented by, or yeah. And then we've got the intoxicating bottle, and I feel like some of you are just need to give up on a sense of obsession. I think you feel a little bit stuck because you're trying to do something in a particular way, or you're wanting a particular result, and it's not working out that way. And Spirit is saying just let go of the expectation of a particular result or having a particular avenue, because it's killing any opportunity for this to. It's killing your need to be looking at your own energy. That's what I'm getting. Anyway, I really hope that resonated. And if it did, please like, subscribe, and drop me a comment. And just take care of yourself. Step 3, self-care. Self-care. Bye.